DBP is myself, Daniel Bartholomew-Poyser, and I'm the Toronto Symphony Orchestra Barrett Principal Education Conductor and Community Ambassador. Well, I would describe the symphony experience as being a total immersion in a really amazing flow of sound and visual extraordinariness. I don't know what's a good word. But yeah, it's about flow. It's about being in the moment. It's about being overwhelmed by sound and beauty and joy and power. That's how I describe it. I started off teaching, actually. I taught music for almost a decade, and then started doing a number of auditions with different orchestras trying to get to my dream of being a professional conductor. And I was able to do that, started in Thunder Bay with Thunder Bay Symphony Orchestra. From there, I went to Kitchener-Waterloo Symphony Orchestra, and then Halifax, and now I'm here in Toronto. I'm still working with Halifax, Toronto, National Arts Centre Orchestra, and also San Francisco Symphony. And a Carnegie debut in a couple months, which is significant for me. Is there a time or is there part of my role that makes me fall in love with orchestra? That's interesting. My job is to be totally in love and committed to whatever piece of music I'm performing at the time. So that's my mandate. That's what conductors do. So asking me, do you like this piece or this piece? It's like, well, there are pieces that I like, but in the moment, it's like I'm totally committed and love that music. But one of the moments that for me is sort of new every time is after the oboe tunes, the orchestra, and everybody sits down, they're waiting, there's that like 3-second gap before I walk out. Just as I'm walking out and see the audience there and all the people there, I love that moment. I really love that moment because all the work that I've been doing in coffee shops and in my living room and on the bus or walking and then the rehearsals and the countless endless emails about stuff. There's people here. This is why I've been doing it, to present this to them so that they will enjoy it. So that's the moment that I really love. What made me fall in love with symphony? I don't think there's anything that made me fall in love. I think it was already there, and then when I heard it, it just connected somehow, because I remember the first time I heard like live group of musicians playing this sort of music. They were playing Superman theme by John Williams. It was just a group of junior high school musicians. I was 11 years old. And I was just like, I knew I had to do that. I had to do that. So I signed up for band and now I'm here. So I don't know what it is exactly. I don't know why it is that I love it so much, because I really do. This is the world that I can live in all day long and just think about it and be immersed in it. I never get tired of it. What sparked the idea of having an orchestra and reggae together for me was just the fact that in my life, orchestra and reggae are together. Because my dad is from Jamaica, my mom is from Trinidad and Tobago, so I'm listening to reggae and soca and calypso all the time, and also listening to orchestral music all the time. So it's not that big of a leap to put them together. So when we heard about Jah'Milla in Symphony Nova Scotia, but yeah, let's do a show with reggae and orchestra. Why not? The orchestra is not only a purveyor of incredible Western art music, which is beautiful and should be heard and listened to and will be, and which I love, and that's why I'm here, Beethoven 9, but it's also a library of sounds. And these instruments can lend their sounds and lend their tone and their timbre and their particular unique ways of speaking to all different sorts of music. And that's what we encounter in Reggae Roots. You have the sound of the oboe and the cello and the viola and all these different instruments. Also in reggae, you do have trumpet and trombone, right? So there already is a crossover there. So in a way, maybe the pairing of orchestra and reggae is new, but there's already a basis there for it. And everybody loves reggae, so come on, let's have some fun. I think the most unique pairing or the most maybe novel pairing of music and orchestra has been some of the work that I've been doing with Bhangra music and orchestra. And next year in Toronto, we're gonna see that come to a bigger fruition than it has before, perhaps with Bhangra dancers and Bhangra music and orchestra. That's new and novel, but the reggae is that's pretty new. I don't think we've ever done reggae before in Toronto, a full reggae concert, and not a lot of orchestras are doing it. So it really is among the first of its kind. I never like to say it's like the first, because you never know, but it is definitely among the first of its kind. And we're super proud. I'm super proud to be able to start this sort of stuff and do this sort of work in Brampton and Toronto. It's great. In terms of the elements of reggae that stay true in this mixing of the genres, I hope that it's all of the elements of reggae. That's what we want, is not to dilute reggae in any way. That would be wrong. What we're doing is augmenting with the different sounds and tones and timbres of the instruments of the orchestra what's already there. So that's the goal of this. And with an orchestra, if you're in your car driving along your car, you have a car with 4 speakers. Okay, great. With an orchestra, you have 60, 70, 80 speakers, and they're all alive, and they've all studied how to produce sound, right? So that's the difference, that the speakers are alive and they know what they're doing. And that's what the orchestra brings. It's like vibrancy and life. Reggae doesn't need orchestra to function, right? We know that because reggae is all over the world. But the question is, if you put these two things together, what newness, what new life, new vitality springs forth? And that's what they're going to experience next week as well. They should anticipate hearing some of their favorite reggae songs by some of their favorite and some of the most famous reggae artists. They should anticipate being challenged to move in their seats and enjoy and interact. And they should also expect that they'll be challenged a little bit, and they're going to learn some new things and think about the place of reggae and the place of reggae performers in society. Jah'Milla has lots up her sleeve, and she takes command and control. She's a formidable artist. I met Jah'Milla in Halifax, in Nova Scotia. First, we had her do a couple of numbers with the orchestra, so a few numbers, and then realized, oh, this is a powerhouse performer, and then developed a show with a small orchestra, and then bigger shows with her, and then actually we took Reggae Roots, this show, to the National Arts Centre Orchestra and developed an entire curriculum for students across Canada. It's a free curriculum for any teacher that's all about reggae, talking about the artists of reggae, the style, the music, the society, its place in the world, and reggae as a musical genre. So we created that, the National Arts Centre Orchestra, and many of the pieces of music that we'll be performing here in Toronto are actually on that program as well too. So we've been collaborating together for I think about maybe 3 or 4 years now. And it's just gotten better and better. My favorite part of my role as a conductor is probably studying the music. Just when I get to go to a coffee shop on a Saturday or during the afternoon or in the mornings, just opening up the score and just studying it and noticing what the composer's done and thinking about what it should sound like and then what it could sound like based on the players that I have, or they've done this with this chord. If I bring out these couple notes here, that's the really, really fun part. And then the next fun part is obviously actually conducting in the concerts. That is just such a blast. The average thing people wouldn't know about me is that in addition to being a conductor, I also am a private pilot. I love aviation. I'm an aviation nerd, an av geek, airlines, planes, all of it. I love all that stuff. I also love cats. But actually, if you are at some of my shows, you might already have figured that out. So yeah, I love aviation and all things to do with airplanes. So other parts of Caribbean culture, first I'm doing the Jamaican side, and next will be the Trinidadian side. I've already done some work incorporating pan music and calypso into orchestra, but there does need, I think, to be a full-fledged show for the Trinis. So that's on the way. So what I'm really excited about with this show is that we're presenting it in different formats. So first we're going to be presenting it at Roy Thompson Hall for students all over the GTA. And then on Saturday, April 15th, we're going to be presenting it at the Rose Theatre in Brampton, which is the first time that the Toronto Symphony Orchestra is going to be in Brampton. And we're very excited for that. I'm excited because I have family in Brampton. There's a huge Caribbean diaspora in Brampton, but also after the concert, I can get doubles very easily. And then on Sunday, we'll be presenting the concert as a relaxed concert for people on the neurodiverse spectrum in a relaxed way, in a context where they can get their needs met and do what they need to do while still enjoying some really powerful reggae. And then as a family concert that same afternoon, right? So we have an education basis for it, with Pops in Brampton, and then neurodiverse and family concert on this Sunday on April 16th. It's exciting to present the same content, the same concert, reggae that everybody loves, but doing it in a way that reaches 4 different groups of people. That's what's special. And I think that's what's not to be missed. That's really important. It's not just come, but we're thinking, doing our best to really grapple with how we can meet people where they're at. And I think this is a good start.
Last question. Peas or rice and peas?
Peas and rice.